Good morning, Columbus.
Joe, that ain't good enough. Come on, Joe.
Wait, no. Go this one.
Frizzle left tight, F fly, pass 37 punch, waggle, help, baby dizzy, X fan on the turbo.
Thank you, baby.
Football, man.
It's time to listen to a bald, fat loudmouth
Mr. T-Bone.
and a former football player.
And that ball intercepted by Tyvis pal.
Wow, no radio station has ever done that before.
Did it work for those people?
No, it never does. But it might work for us.
Welcome to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Welcome in. Happy Friday to you. Good morning. Go to hell. What's up, Tyvis? How are you, buddy?
I'm doing well. It's funny. You got to start the morning off with
Gotta wake up. Gotta get going. You had a nice yesterday.
Quiet.
No one's at home.
Quiet.
Everybody's gone.
Yeah. You know what's sad? So you know what's sad? Usually, when you're around chaos all the time,
Yeah.
you think, man, I can't. If I get just a couple of minutes of just freedom, it'll make me very happy.
When you have young kids at the house,
Yes.
that's totally. I
ain't got nobody asking me to do stuff. If I want to sit down and play my game, I can play my game. If I want to go watch TV, I can watch TV.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
on the real TV, not on a
not on
pad
the
or some other
not on the
thing.
monitor that I'll be sitting on watching. No, the real TV with the sound bar and all that stuff, with the good stuff.
Yeah.
But as I sat there yesterday, I was bored.
No.
I was bored.
I love
T-Bone, I miss him.
I miss my kids too when they go, but I want to see them when they come back. My wife when she goes out of town, stuff like that. But it's also like it's nice. I haven't been bored in like 14 years because that's when my oldest was born. So I haven't been bored for a while. We're constantly doing.
Then this was the cherry on top. So we left the dog. Like the dog is still at the house.
Yeah.
So. Yesterday, obviously, I did the show. I had to go to Cleveland, so I didn't get back home till like 3:45. So
Okay.
my dog,
it's a long day.
My dog has been at the house by himself from 9 to 3:45. Right?
Yeah.
When I get there, he sees me. He comes and he like gives me like a little hug. He jumps on me like he does, and then he was done with me for the rest of the day.
Really?
He wanted to go sit outside in the back all day by himself. That's it. So literally, it was
that must be a dog. Like we have one dog at the house, and that's how he is too. He'll come up. He loves to be petted and see and greet you. And then he'll go to the door, and you let him out. He'll go right to the top step on our patio,
Just sit there.
and he'll just like sit down and look. And you'll see him look around, like taking in the view. Like if you go to the Grand Canyon, how you would stand there and just take it all in. That's what he does. He goes out and surveys his kingdom.
And then it's so hot outside. I'm thinking like, dude, you can't do that. Like, you can't be out there. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
He lays out there.
Yeah.
And like he's getting a tan or something. And I just be like, even the dog don't want nothing to do with me. It was a lonely day for me yesterday.
yeah.
And I got today and tomorrow to deal with it some more.
Oh, that's how it is. That's you know what though. I think you'll come to appreciate the solitude. Right, that's where you get inside and you find out what's really making Tyvis Powell tick. That's what you need, a little time in the cave, just you and your thoughts.
I need a good show to watch. I wanted to watch Squid Games because the second part of that comes out today actually. It came out
so
today.
you got to go watch
that. But I can't watch it because I watch it with my wife. So like,
yeah.
That's the problem when you start something with your significant other. You can't go on and watch it like in times like this because then they'll be mad that you watched it without.
Oh, I know. Like what a terrible thing to have a lifelong friend that would like stay at your house and be with you through thick and thin. And it's like one of the prices you have to pay for that is you have to occasionally defer your time of watching shows. But you're right. Because we've done that too, where I'm like, I'm going to sneak ahead a couple episodes, and then she'll turn on and start where we were, not where I am. And then I have to go like, oh, what a shock that happened. I'm such a bad actor. She's like, you watch this. And I'm like, no, I'm as shocked as you are.
No, you can't.
Whoa.
You can't do that.
Walter White. I had no idea. Hank found out. No,
you can't do that because the show tells oh, this episode's been watched.
Yeah, and I'll go, it got hacked. I think we got to call Verizon or somebody and see what happened there. That wasn't me. I'm shaggy on that. It wasn't me. Must have been someone else sneaking in there. Maybe one of the kids got in there and watched a couple episodes. Those rascals.
But at the same breath, my wife would leave me and just go on to watch it. So I'm really thinking about it. She'd just go on. We were supposed to watch the show Paradise on Hulu together. I watched the first episode. My wife has since then watched in the entire thing.
Yeah,
and I'm still on the first episode.
See, well then she owes you, so you can go watch something without her. That's fine. I think that's fair play. Once that's happened, now it's like you got to even it up, and then so now you get to watch something she's not watching. And I think that's good. Tonight, Blue Jackets draft special here on the Fan. Bob McElligott, Dylan Tyre will have all the coverage for you live from Nationwide Arena as the Jackets possibly add some exciting new talent, possibly move a pick or two. We'll find out. Ooh. All starts tonight at 6, but that's when the coverage starts here. The draft starts at 7, but that's the thing tonight. I'm very curious to watch. I will be tuned in on the NHL draft to see, because all we keep hearing about the Blue Jackets is they are going to do something big.
Yes.
Everyone from name your NHL insider, they're all saying we're hearing that the Jackets are going to do something. Or it's at least this. A lot of the insiders are saying the Jackets have a massive amount of salary cap space. They're actually below the salary floor right now in the NHL. They know that's not going to stay that way, right? There's guys that have to be re-signed. You have a couple restricted free agents you got to take care of. Got to figure out what you're doing with your goaltending situation. Yesterday, they made a trade. They got rid of Daniil Tarasov, who has been a goaltender here for the Jackets for a number of years. Mm-hmm. And with Jet Greaves in the mix, who knows what with Elvis at this point. But Jet Greaves had such a good end of the season. People are clearly, the Jackets, it's not a surprise that they're probably going to be leaning on him. And it is probably not just as a, backup guy, but more of a solid guy to look at as possibly a starter. I think he could be an answer for you at goaltending as your goaltender. But either way, that clears the path a little bit. They traded him to Florida because now they'll have 2 Jackets goaltenders there. Former Jacket goalie Bob is still there, Sergei Bobrovsky. But, yeah, we'll find out today. We're going to hear from Don Waddell later in the show. We have audio from him yesterday. He had a press conference, so I'll play some of that for you. But, yeah, it's all – I think tonight is the night you start to see some of the pieces fall into place. I will be shocked if the Jackets make both of their first-round picks.
I think a lot of people – the way they've been hyping this up, a lot of people will be. I'm expecting a splash move.
I would love it.
Like, I'm talking Kevin Durant to the Warriors type move.
Oh, okay. Right. I'd love that.
I want one of them. I'm gonna stand up out of my chair. What's the dude from the Maple Leafs that's the free agent?
Oh, Mitch Marner?
Yeah, I'm expecting him to sign with the Blue Jackets.
Oh, okay.
That's where I'm at with this.
Yeah, I don't know. They've got the room to do whatever they want. I don't know if that's where he's wanting to go, but also I don't know if he's a great player. I would love to see a player of his caliber be with the Blue Jackets, but look, the reality is this front office has a lot of different options ahead of them. Tonight is, I think, going to be an interesting night, and it may be this afternoon, maybe even this morning. We'll hear something. You never know, but yeah, I'm very excited to see what the Jackets do. So we'll keep an eye on all of that. Also, I saw that Justin Tucker was suspended for 10 games. The former Baltimore Ravens kicker, who has a number of allegations against him, and I believe those also involved massage parlors, just like not my friend or your friend, Deshaun Watson, but Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson had those similar allegations. Justin Tucker claims he's innocent of all charges or all allegations.
Did I was about to call him LeBron. Did Deshaun get 10 games or 11?
I feel like he got 11.
So I feel like it was. So he get one. So Justin Tucker gets one less.
Let me just go ahead and put this out there because I know the jokes and the memes have already been going. We can have all the fun that you want. Here's the reality. I will tell you: if the Browns are like above 500 when this suspension ends, if they're like 5-4, no. I mean the Browns.
Oh, the Browns.
I am saying any team, the Browns included, but sure, Ravens. Name your team. If they think they need a kicker, and the Ravens may not. I'm saying the Browns specifically.
The Ravens released them already.
I know they did, and because they didn't want any of this heat. But once you pay the penalty, I can see the Browns going, I don't see the problem. Browns are desperate enough. If they're close to a playoff spot and they know this dude can hit from 50. Now, last year, he didn't have his best year, and we wonder why. Maybe it's because you knew all these allegations were coming out. But now you've got Prove It Justin Tucker out there. I'm saying that the Browns organization, they've already dealt with the fallout of that. So they don't care.
You saying he will get a job next year?
of all the organizations in the NFL that has taken a chance on a guy and dealt with it, they're still dealing with it. So they probably, they won't care.
Well, Philly did it with Michael Vick.
Yeah, it's different allegations, and those weren't actually allegations. He was convicted and went to jail for, dog fighting.
Yes, he did.
Right. But
in the prime of his career.
Got to be nice to your pets. That's a real thing. I don't like what Michael Vick did. I also like that he went to jail and had his time served. And now after you do that, I think you should be able to start over again. See what you can do.
I was in a heated argument about who's better between him or Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
I don't know. I really don't know that. Because
it's hard because we didn't get to see a lot. We didn't get to see some of his prime. We saw him early in his career.
It's because it's Michael Vick. He has such an impact on the world and revolutionizing the game.
Yeah,
it's just so hard to think that somebody actually is better than him.
Well, I think that's always in sports. The guy who comes and does, because he was one of the first players that you saw who was like, oh no, as legitimate of a threat to run. As throw at 80 yards.
Yes.
Like, there's no, it's hard to defend that. Who am I talking to? You know that. So I'm just saying, but then when you see Lamar Jackson, who has actually maybe refined that a bit and made it even more difficult to defend, it's hard to go to the innovator and be like, yeah, but he's not as good as
that's what I'm
more
saying.
Current guy. And
Even
I think
Lamar
it skews
got 2 MVPs.
I know. And we'll never know what could have been if Michael Vick had a few of those years back that he spent in prison. But yeah. That's an interesting discussion. I think you could probably get a solid hour of argument out of a couple people
trust
about
me,
that.
I did it in the group chat. It got heated over this.
Well, I saw something yesterday that it's one of the most bizarre situations we've seen in sports in a while, and it involves a Big Ten basketball player and an NBA team. We will talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Friday. Well, hey, your drive times are looking really nice for your Friday commute here. Pretty average if you're leading into the metro this morning. Hey, a little bit slower, though, for folks over on the west side this morning, especially 70 eastbound. We still have that ongoing construction project out there. So, of course, be very mindful for crews out on the field this morning. But taking a closer look at your airport commute, of course, we have a weekend coming up, some trips. Some people were picking up possibly 670 westbound, 270 northbound, looking really good with your drive times there. Roads are just nice and smooth for your Friday commute. I'm 10 TV's Brain Albizu with your fan traffic.
Men, the summer is here. Longer days, warmer nights, and romance in the air. Intimate dinners, walks on the beach, dancing in the moonlight. But if you have erectile dysfunction, you know it can ruin romance, both for you and the one you love. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And if you have ED, don't let another summer go by without getting treated. Because intimacy is one of the greatest things in life. And fear of not being able to perform should not be something you have to deal with. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're ED experts. We've successfully treated tens of thousands of men. Our protocols work when others don't, and we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. You could even last up to an hour or more and perform like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial appointment is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Matty Ice here. When I needed a new Chevy, I headed to McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion. Right now, get up to $12,000 off MSRP on a 25 Silverado LD. They've got no market adjustments, no hidden costs, and sales managers are on the floor ready to help. That's been the McDaniel difference since 1916. They're just a short drive north off Route 23 in Marion, or you can visit McDanielGMSuperstore.com. McDaniel GM Superstore, where great deals meet a century of trust. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
The Columbus Zoo invites you to follow the footsteps and the tales of animals from around the world. Explore our newest region, North America Trek. So what are you waiting for? Get your tail to our trails only at your Columbus Zoo.
Boating season is finally here, and Buckeye Lake Marina is your go-to destination for all your on-the-water needs. With the largest inventory in Central Ohio, you can choose from top brands like Bennington, South Bay, Crown Line, and more. Buckeye Lake Marina has it all. Pontoon boats, luxury tri-toon boats, even merch. Open 7 days a week to serve you better. Find your next dream boat at Buckeye Lake Marina. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com today for all your on-the-water needs. The good life, the lake life, starts at Buckeye Lake Marina.
Newman Roofing is proud to sponsor the Fan and 10 TV's Beat the Heat fan drive. Help Ohio's most vulnerable residents deal with the extreme heat this summer. Purchase new box fans and take them to the nearest Franklin County Fire Station or buy online. For more information, go to lifecarealliance.org.
Get ready to rock. Soft, that is. Nationwide Picnic with the Pops presents Yacht Rock Symphony, Saturday, June 28th, featuring all your favorite 70s and 80s super yacht rock hits on one stage with Ambrosia.
You're the biggest part of me.
Joined by John Ford Coley.
And I'd really love to see it tonight.
And Peter Beckett, the voice of Player. Don't miss this incredible night of hits, ending with a brilliant display of fireworks. June 28th at the Columbus Commons. For tickets, visit picnicwiththepops.com.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? Oh no. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers.
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Are you in need of basic dental treatment but can't afford the cost? There may be a solution. Hi, I'm Dr. Hal Jeter, president of the Ohio Dental Association, and I'm excited to tell you about a program called Dental Options. Dental Options is a partnership between the Ohio Dental Association and the Ohio Department of Health, in which qualifying patients can be paired with a dentist to receive discounted or even free dental care. Eligibility for the program is based on your financial situation. For more information or to apply, call 1-888-765-6789.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Happy Friday, everyone. I wish I had an update to the weather, but it's seriously rinse and repeat for us as we head into the weekend. We will see wake-up temperatures in the 70s, and then this afternoon, mid to low 90s with the feels like getting into the triple digits in some spots. We'll have partly to mostly sunny skies with pop-up showers and thunderstorms throughout the second half of the day. For tonight, lows down into the 70s, and for Saturday, a tad bit cooler, but still muggy with our temperatures getting into the upper 80s and chances of showers and storms continuing. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
One of these guys still believes he can play in the NFL. It's T-Bone. He says it's because of his low center of gravity. He's dumb. This is Bone and Tyvis.
Jackets drafting tonight. They have currently 2 first-round picks. We'll see if they use them, if they deal them. You can find out all about it tonight. Our Jackets coverage, our draft special is at 6 p.m. Bob McElligott, Dylan Tyre, sponsored by Ohio Health, only on the Fan. I'm excited. I hope the Jackets get something good tonight. Whether it's in the, I would rather them move the picks and get some dudes. Like
just get Mitch.
Oh, you know what? Sign him and then still make moves. But he is a guy, you put him on the top line of this Jackets team.
I'm telling you.
Watch out.
Yeah.
But you know what, though? I don't care. If
you might have to overpay, though.
I want someone who wants to be here as much as, like, when I say that, I mean.
He don't know yet that he wants to be here. He got to come here first, see how he'll be embraced, see how good this team will be. And he's going to be like, you know what? When the Jackets first approached me, I was a little skeptical.
Yeah.
But it was one of the best decisions I've made in my life. He doesn't need to go to like L.A. or Florida or something like that. He can just come to Columbus.
When I say wants to be here, what I mean is they show him the wads of cash that they will pay him, and he goes, you know what? I like it. I don't care as much. Like, I do feel like we have at some points as Jackets fans, and this happens with all the sports, right? Where it's like, I want someone who loves Columbus. It's like, I want someone who's okay with living in Columbus for the amount of money they're getting paid to play hockey here. That's what you know what I mean? And if he goes out then and tears it up, great. Now, I don't want someone who's going to come here and think it's a vacation. That's not what I want. I want someone who wants to come here to win. But I also want someone who likes the money, the winning, and hopefully the culture that the Jackets are building, the fan base. And if you know what, Columbus isn't their primary living quarters in the offseason, I don't care. You want to keep a home somewhere else? You want to live somewhere else the offseason? That's fine.
I don't think nobody cares.
Doesn't matter to me.
That.
I don't care where you live. No, but it just seems like sometimes Jackets fans are like, I want someone who, because like there have been guys who, once they retire, they live here, right?
Yeah.
You know, there's plenty of Buckeyes who have come down here, enjoyed it like yourself.
It's a great place to be.
Right. But I don't care if that person is like, hey, I played 10 years there. We won 3 Stanley Cups. Oh, by the way, I live in Toronto. Great. I don't care. I don't care where you live. I don't need you to be like an integral part of the community. I want you to win hockey games. That's what I'm looking for.
I didn't know that was something that people cared about.
It's a little thing. It's a thing that we do sometimes as Jackets fans because we go, well, we don't have anything else to say nice about this guy because he was a mediocre player, but he stays here. He lives here now. And it's like, great, that's fine. I don't care if the guy literally is like, I can't stand Columbus as a town, but I love winning games here, and I am the best player in the league or whatever.
With that, huh?
Yes. I don't care.
He can't diss the community.
Well, you know what I mean. Say what you got to say. Do what you got to do. Put the puck in the net or stop it from going in ours.
Listen.
That's what I want.
All you have to do is just play the game. Just play the game.
Play it hard. Play hard when you're wearing the sweater. Be a guy that everyone in the league goes, that dude gives his 110% for that Blue Jackets organization. But I do not care if you are like a vital member of the community or if you, the second the season is over, you fly and live somewhere else. Don't care. Doesn't matter. Just bring guys here who want to win. That's what I want. And we have a lot of them here now. Let's add to that. This guy, Ace Bailey, Rutgers star, talented player. They were fortunate to get him, right? I think Rutgers, if I'm not mistaken, played some games this year just to get him in front of his like home fans. Remember that? They played some like out of conference games just so, because I think I want to say he's either from Georgia or Tennessee, and they played a game in the region so that his family could come out.
I think Ohio State did that for Bruce this year.
Yeah, I think it's a thing that teams do.
Yeah, you get and for those players that's out of state that don't get to play in front of their home, like teams try to schedule a game, you know, in that state, so his family and friends can all come see him play.
Yeah. Well, Ace Bailey did not go to any like of the pre-draft stuff for a lot of teams who had top 5 picks because he didn't want to go to specific teams. Now, we don't know all the list of teams he didn't want to go to. We do know, oddly, that he would have accepted going to the Wizards.
That makes no sense to me.
I think it's just the city thing. He wants to go to a big market.
No sense to me.
But some of the teams that he wanted to go to, I think Brooklyn was on his list of teams he would have gone to. There were a couple others, but one of the teams that apparently when they called him and said, come on and work out, he said, no thanks, was the Utah Jazz. Among others, he did that. Apparently, the Jazz didn't care. Danny Ainge is the CEO of the team. His son, I think, is the team president. I forget who their GM is. It doesn't matter. Danny Ainge is running the show. They have basically said, we don't care. They drafted him 5th anyway. And the Jazz, remember, they were the team that tanked and had the best odds of getting the number 1 pick. They tanked for Cooper Flagg. They didn't get him. They then fell as far as you can down in the draft to 5th. From having the first pick, you can only fall down 4 spots. They did that. So they, in the 5th pick, suddenly saw a guy in Ace Bailey who started to fall a couple spots. He's a top 3 guy. And they said, great, we're going to draft him. We don't care that he says he doesn't want to play here. Well, the introductory press conference happened, and he wasn't there. Monday is when they have their their summer league.
Rookie, or
like the
summer.
The guys who are in their first couple of years will play in the summer league, get some
they got to report
chemistry.
Monday.
Well, that's where we're going to find out what happens here, because there was a report that came out yesterday saying that leading up to the NBA draft, Ace Bailey's reps informed a team drafting inside the top 5 they didn't want the team to select him and wouldn't report if they did. Now, we don't know if that team is the Jazz, but it obviously wasn't the first 2 teams because we kind of knew Cooper Flagg and Dylan Harper were going to go to those 2 teams. That was just, the Mavs and Spurs.
Yeah, that was done.
So then there's only 3 other teams he could have told this to. The Jazz are one of those 3 teams, and reportedly the Jazz were a team he didn't want to go to. So he didn't work out for, he ignored all their requests to do pre-draft stuff. So it's a situation that I find very interesting.
There's no way. I ain't going to say there's. So if let's say he doesn't report Monday, does he forfeit the money?
I don't, you know what? I don't even know what the situation is if he doesn't report. We've been talking so much about the Shamar Stewart stuff in Cincinnati, right? With if they don't get a deal done, the Bengals can apparently trade him if it's before August 5th. But we've been looking at that so much, I didn't even think to check and see what the ramifications are of this, because I can't imagine a guy getting taken top 5. The money's going to be awesome.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, as much as you maybe didn't want to play in Utah, and I get it, Salt Lake City ain't New York City. That's fair. But they want to pay you. They want you to be the centerpiece of their organization. I would think at some point, if nothing else, your ego would say, well, they like me there. They're excited to have me. I guess I should get excited about them and see what's happening. Just like we talked about with that Jackets thing of like, I don't really care if you want to live here, but just come play hard for my team. I would hope that anybody who's getting drafted would at least think about that.
I don't know who he think this is some Bronny stuff. Bronny and them was doing this last year where they was like, if you could take him, but he's not going to play for you.
Well, there was one specific reason. We know why they were doing that was because
they wanted him to play with his father. But
also, there were a lot of NBA teams that were like, don't worry. We're good.
Yeah.
No, you're fine. Really? You don't want to bring your 5.3 points a game here? Oh, that's too bad. Gosh, I guess I'll have to make other plans. Yeah, that's fine.
But like, that's what this situation comes off as. Is like, yeah, I'm not playing for y'all. Like, don't draft me because I'm trying to. First of all, he needs to do a better job of, if you're gonna manipulate the draft. You need to come out publicly on Twitter. I will not play for nobody in the top 5. If it ain't if it ain't top 2 or top, I ain't playing for none of y'all. Like, you need to let it be known what's going on, so that way you can drop to where you wanted to go. I'm not a fan of him doing that, but now you put yourself in a situation where, even if you didn't want to go there, like, you kind of don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Like, you, at this point, you don't have a choice. And I know you say he wanted to go to Washington, so he was one pick away from going to Washington.
I think that was one of the teams that they said he would have preferred to go to. Why, I don't know, because the Wizards just seem like a terrible organization.
I'm about to say both of them is in the basement.
He said this after the draft. Ace Bailey said, I can control what I can control. Then he was asked, what do you think about how people who believe that you're not happy by going to the Jazz? He said, they feel how they feel, but my team and me focusing on basketball and them doing what they're doing. So it happened. Like, it's like, yeah, this sometimes stuff happens, right? So it's like,
from that,
it sounds like you're saying, like, we lost by 30, and sometimes you just focus on the game and you can't help what happens. Like, he doesn't feel, nothing from any of his quotes says, I'm excited to go there and I can't wait to start playing for them.
I'm trying to figure out who is he paired with? Like, Market. Isn't Laurie Market still there?
I think you're right. Yeah.
And then what's the Kessler, the center? He's really a boy, get a lot of blocks.
Yeah.
It can work.
I mean, well, whether it works or doesn't, they're going to make him the centerpiece of a team. Like, he is a talented guy. I think at least in college he showed he can get shots, he can get buckets.
Is there.
He's going to be good. I think he'll be a really good NBA player. The Utah Jazz tanked to get a top pick in Cooper Flagg. They didn't get that. The guy they did pick now is basically like, I don't even know if I want to come there. It's just keep an eye on it. Is all I'm telling you. See what happens Monday. Tuesday morning, we will come in with an update on did he show up or not, because I'm betting it's more than 60% likely that he's not going to show up.
He's going to be there. I don't care what you say.
I would hope. I would hope so.
Listen, his mother is going to make him be there for that money.
I would hope. I would hope that anybody would want to take that cash, but we'll find out. In 2 minutes, I have some audio for you. Brett Bielema had something to say about the SEC. Paul Feinbaum responded on these very airwaves yesterday. You'll hear all of it in 2 minutes on Clip That. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, still no major accidents or delays to report as of right now, so I do want to focus on Westerville this moment. We do have a ramp closure that's happening on Saturday. This is 71 northbound ramp to 270 westbound. Again, we'll be closed Saturday, 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. So a good detour you'll want to know about. Take 71 northbound instead to 270, head on east that way. Get off the first exit there, Cleveland Avenue, and then hop on 270 westbound in that direction. Should save you a little bit of time if you memorize this detour. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED, because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Used car prices are sky high. Families paying top dollar today. Don't waste time selling it yourself. Any car, any truck, any year, we want it now. No games, no waiting, just cash. Get to Valley before the market drops.
ValleySuperstore.com. Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Listen to that! Son of a... That's unbelievable! Oh my goodness! Holy smoke! Just incredible!
T-Bone and Tyvis present Clip That.
Sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Receive a 100% match when you deposit up to $400 with the Prime Sports Ohio app.
Yesterday on the Triple Option podcast, Brett Bielema made some comments about Kirby Smart, it appears, and Georgia, because they had a little transfer situation happen. Triple Option, by the way, is Urban Meyer's podcast. If you haven't heard it, here's what Brett Bielema had to say.
We did lose a guy to Georgia. Somehow he found his way to the portal, and 12 hours after being in the portal, he was on a flight to Georgia. I don't know how that happened, but it's crazy.
Weird how that happened.
But wish Josh and all the best. He took advantage of that opportunity.
Yeah. So apparently he's talking about his top returning rusher, Josh McCray, who went into the portal and then now is with Georgia. So that
the running back.
Yeah. That's yes. So he's now there, and that's what he kind of hinted at. Didn't really get into it more than that, but made his allusion that seems like that was a little too soon for someone who just, was just entering the portal. Was there tampering?
That is tampering. Like, I don't know why we act naive to this stuff. I'm sure these agents are shopping these players around secretly just to get a feel for it. Because if NIL deals are going to be like 1-year deals, like, you want to see how much the guy's worth. And if I shop him around, let's say the kid is at Ohio State. Let's say Ohio State's paying him $200,000, and he's had a really good season. How do we know what to ask for the following year if we don't go find out how much he's worth somewhere else? So they go shop them around probably secretly just to see how much are you willing to give this wide receiver? And they say, we'll give him $400,000. So now when you go back to Ohio State, you can say, Pay me $450, or this other school's going to pay me $400.
To your point,
boom.
The tampering is almost it could be initiated by the players in a way, because an agent is going to want to do his best to help the player out.
Yeah.
And even if that does mean, hey, we found out this other school's really interested in you, they'd give you a much better deal than where you are. That's still again, tampering also, like, how much of that is getting policed? This isn't the NFL where they have like a CBA. There supposedly are rules, but we know those are kind of out the window. Anyway, Paul Feinbaum makes a weekly appearance on Bishop and Friends. He was on yesterday, and they asked him about those comments from Brett Bielema. Here is what the Pied Piper of the Southern Hillbillies had to say.
And I'm getting entertained by Brett Bielema. So, a couple of weeks ago, he was coming after the SEC broadly. Now he's coming after Kirby Smart. Knowing Brett Bielema for a long time, the only thing that surprised me is understanding his voracious appetite, and he didn't bite the microphone and try to swallow it, because he doesn't seem to mind running his mouth. I would suggest maybe to Brett, worry about he had a good season last year by Illinois standards, but that means plus 500. I would worry more about, maybe being successful on the football field so he doesn't get fired there like he did at Arkansas, as opposed to running his mouth and making allegations that there is no chance in the world he can back up.
Wow.
Bow, bow, bow,
Wow.
bow, bow.
I mean, right.
That's
Like,
all I heard. Bow, bow. Shots fired, man.
I mean, I feel like Paul Feinbaum acting like he can't back up these allegations. It's like, what is there to back up? There's when you say like, hey, I think it's going to rain today, and the entire sky is dark and cloudy, and you hear thunder and lightning. It's like, well, how can you back that up? It's like, use your eyeballs. It's all around you. Like, how could you not think that there is tampering going on? And by the way, the only thing that I would say that Brad Bielema has a problem there is he's probably doing it too. He'd be dumb if he's not. I'm saying everybody's doing it in college football. There's some level of it that's going on no matter who you are.
Where's the integrity?
What do you mean? In what sport? College football?
Yeah,
let me walk you back to like the 1940s. Maybe we could find some integrity then. There's none now. Like, no, come on. Everybody's trying to win.
There's people out here that's doing things the right way.
I agree with that. But I think the right way means we're only minorly breaking the law. We're not like full on Michigan with the dude on the sidelines of another school. We're not going that far. But yeah, like within the bounds of what's accepted for this, like I'm guessing some of what Brad Bielema said is absolutely true. I'm also guessing that if a player had the similar situation like you were talking about, where they're calling around saying, hey, by the way, what does your school offer? Do you think Brad Bielema's like, until you are in the transfer portal, son, I can't talk to you, and then hangs up the phone? Or do you think someone from around his staff might say, well, if he were interested, hypothetically, a player like him.
Yeah, probably.
Like, you don't think that's happened? You don't think a position coach does that?
Hypothetically speaking.
At every school. I'm saying that goes on at Ohio State, Michigan, USC, Texas, and on the way down. I bet Eddie George has guys doing that at Bowling Green. You're not competing.
Let me ask you, are you against this or for this?
The rules are made up. We're not talking about murder. We're talking about guys getting paid to play college football.
I'm saying,
what are the stakes here?
I'm not 100% mad at it because I'm always in favor of the kids getting paid, getting as much as they make, as much as they possibly can.
Who do I blame in the situation where there are no rules? Should I blame the people who are looking at the no rules situation and going, well, I guess I just do what I want here? Or do I blame the grown-ups who should have made rules?
Actual rules, though.
That's what I'm saying. The problem goes back to the NCAA not having guidelines, the fact that the NCAA ignored this before it became a thing, when the Supreme Court told them now people get paid for the money that they're generating. Go figure. That's how business works. And then the NCAA said, we don't know what to do, and did nothing after that to kind of fix the problem, address it, create guidelines, rules. Now you've got this new, what is it, the clearinghouse that's going to look at all the NIL deals, but we don't know when they're going to start doing that, how they're going to do it, how they're going to punish it. I heard on the Urban podcast, on the Triple Option podcast, Urban brought this up. He said, I found out they don't have subpoena power. So you can, hey, come in here and tell us what happened. No. All right. See you later. There's no way they're going to do a legitimate investigation. So who do we blame here? Do we blame the running back who's getting offers in the portal before he gets in the portal? Or do we blame the system? I blame the system.
As sad as this all is, it doesn't affect the product that I see on Saturdays.
Yes.
So I don't really care.
Yes.
I don't care.
Tell me where the harm is. That's when I look at.
Until I see somebody actually making business decisions on the field, you know what? It's 4th and 2, but I'm not going out there to go try to get this first down, or I'm not going out there and playing in that game because you ain't paying me. Until I see stuff like that, I don't care.
See, I grew up in a world where no matter what, if you broke a rule, breaking a rule is breaking a rule. That's how I grew up. That's what I was taught. And largely I understand why I was taught that, right? You break a rule, it's a rule for a reason, abide by the rules. That's fair. However, we can acknowledge that if someone who is starving walks into a giant big box corporation store and takes a $2 candy bar and shoplifts it, that is different than murder, right? We do acknowledge there's levels to crime, and sometimes when you steal from the super billion-dollar corporation, that's not the same thing as stealing from someone who also doesn't have anything. I'm just pointing out that in the world of college football, it's relative. if everyone is kind of doing this and looking around and going, well, I mean, that guy called this guy, so maybe I should call him too, then I don't really feel like there's harm being done there. When you have one school cheating in a way like Michigan was, where no one was doing that, then the harm is being caused.
It's considered even ground if everybody's doing it. Like
that's what yes.
So if everybody's doing it, like you can't say, oh, I didn't know. Like you do. Everybody's doing it, so you might as well join in, and ain't nobody being punished for it.
Until they start, right. And I blame the people who put the system in place, and then I blame the fact that, yeah, we're not talking about like embezzlement. We're not talking about like hiding. We're talking about literally saying, did you call that dude before you were supposed to? That's it. I mean, if the rule exists, the rule exists. But if everybody's breaking it and no one's enforcing it, then I get it.
If I was at O-State and somebody called me and said, we got $1 million for you, I'd have been like, whew, man. It'd be hard to turn that down.
It would be hard. I can't blame you. Hey man, listen. Someone calls me and says I got $1 million for you. I'd say, who are you talking to me about? What are you talking about? Lee Corso's son had something to say about his dad's final broadcast. We'll talk about that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We are noticing a little bit more congestion as more people head out the door, especially for folks over on the north sides. This is over by Powell and Worthington, especially on State Route 315. We're noticing some more congestion because of fog in your area, so make sure to be extra careful. But of course, the main concern is going to be for folks over on their southeast side, US 33 westbound, just beyond Columbus Lancaster Road. Expect some lane closures because of a crash out there. Police on scene at the moment. Of course, this is just past Canal Winchester. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell, founder of Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is complicated, especially when your small business or professional practice is involved. At Cordell & Cordell, we understand that these assets raise unique valuation and allocation issues. For 35 years, we've helped doctors, lawyers, and small business owners navigate divorce with confidence. Call us at Cordell & Cordell. Let me tell you, I understand on a personal level, your business is much more than a job. It's your legacy.
10 West Broad, Columbus. CordellCordell.com.
The biggest thriller this summer is Blockbuster Savings at Coughlin Chevrolet. Lease a new 2025 Chevy Trax for $159 a month. A new 2026 Chevy Equinox, only $259 a month. Or a new 2025 Silverado, lease for $359 a month. This month only at Coughlin Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
36-month lease with $39.99 due at signing, plus tax, title, and license. 10,000 miles per year, 25 cents per mile over. See dealer for details, N63025.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-426-VEIN. That's 614-426-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
Get Eco.
Hey, Jerry, I think I invented something. Does it solve a problem? It solves a big problem.
Get Eco.
Heating and cooling companies are telling people your furnace and AC isn't worth fixing. You need to replace it with a whole new system.
You invented a solution for that?
I invented a way to fix those systems for free.
Get Eco.
That's a great invention. How does it work?
Step 1 is to pay Eco to fix it.
I thought you said you'd fix it for free.
Step 2 is that we give you back all the money that you paid us, up to $1,500 when you get Eco to replace it.
Get Eco.
What if your repair keeps my system running for several more years?
That would mean you got all those extra years for free.
Paying Eco to fix your AC system is like putting money in the bank.
Get Eco. Get Eco. Get Eco.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
Get Eco.com.
Common Man and Timmy talking to you about the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Our guys at Hollywood are pulling out all the stops for summertime fun, live bands, food trucks, and more fun on select Saturdays.
Are they still doing the all-you-can-eat ribs?
Oh, yes, ribs. Tuesdays and Thursdays in June at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook.
Join Penn Play Rewards and play up to $500 on us. Not Hollywood. Timmy and I are paying for it.
No, we're not. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Much like a vampire, we need to be invited into your house. But once we're in, we never leave. Listen to The Fan on your Alexa or Google Home smart speaker. Just say play 97.1 The Fan and prepare to be amazed. Do it now.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
In terms of the Waffle House menu, Tyvis covered and smothered his opponents. Meanwhile, T-Bone is a chunk of hash who's often covered in gravy. I'm not sure what that means either. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
Ask Tyvis anything coming up just about 45 minutes from now, 7:30. You can tweet us at Bone and Tyvis 971, or you can hop in the YouTube chat. Go to YouTube, search 971 The Fan, click on T-Bone and Tyvis, and submit your questions there. You can also join Rusty, AJ, all the gang that's in there pretty much every day. We appreciate you guys checking out the show. It's always good to hear from you. So I saw Lee Corso, the news from a few weeks ago. He's going to make his final appearance on College Game Day, doing his, last headgear pick that he will do. It's been a few years in the making, I would say, if you've watched College Game Day. I know, Tyvis, you didn't last year. You've been busy with your Big Ten show that competes with that.
Correct.
But
make sure you tune into the Big Ten Tailgate show.
That's right. And you'll be doing that again this year.
I will be.
Maybe you guys can start doing headgear picks, because I hear they're not doing it now on College Game Day. So.
No, I feel like that's a staple thing. I don't want to.
Yeah, you don't want to rip them off.
Copy them.
Totally understood.
I try to wear the school that I'm at, their colors.
Oh, that's good.
Except for when I go up north.
I don't blame you for
it won't happen.
You can wear just neutral colors.
That's what I do.
Yeah, that's fine. I think that's a good idea. Trying to be a broadcaster, but also trying to be a Buckeye. What's wrong with that? So someone should tell Kirk Herbstreit, by the way, it's okay to be a Buckeye and a broadcaster. You don't have to pretend like you hate Ohio State, which seems to happen with him. Anyway.
Oh, you just got to just tell it like it is.
That's right. Just say what's happening.
That's what it is.